Yeah, we back. We back. Now, where do we even begin with this topic? Where do we even begin? I don't know, but let's get into it. So I was minding my business last night, and a young lady had sent me an article that had came out in the headlines yesterday that basically said that scientists have discovered that the United States has been sending poisonous rice to Haiti for decades now. It's been confirmed. Now, everybody's had suspicions. We've talked about this for a while, but now we got the scientific confirmation. The scientific minds have executed upon the scientific method. They've ran the tests, they've ran the experiments, and they confirmed that they have been packaging and shipping poison over to Haiti for decades now. As you can see by the headline, United States rice exports to Haiti have unhealthy levels of arsenic, a study finds. Now, a while ago, about a year ago, I dropped a very interesting video entitled, take a look up on the screen, Power versus Morality, a case study upon Bill Clinton. And I'm someone on my channel since my first video. I've been telling y'all, boys, I've been telling y'all life is about power, not morality. All right. It's not about morality. It's not about respect. It's about protecting and enforcing your economic interests and promoting your political agendas. That is it. It doesn't matter who you got to stomp on. It doesn't matter who you got to destroy. It doesn't matter who you got to crush to get to where you got to go. That is what life is about. I'm not saying that's how I want life to be. I'm telling you what it is, bro. I'm telling you what it is. And every day, I'm constantly reminded, every day in and day out, year in and year out, life is about power, not morality. So after you get done watching this video, go check out my old video from way back, Power versus Morality, a case study on Bill Clinton, who is actually one of the main chief conspirators and one of the main chief architects behind the current situation about exporting this poisonous rice over to the Haitian market. Now, let's get into the article, man. But before we get into that, once again, I gotta show love and give a shout out to the dedicated supporters, the valued members, and the esteemed contributors to the channel. This year, we're taking the platform to new levels, and we have many projects in the works. In the world of mainstream narratives, your support keeps us independent. If you appreciate these videos, be sure to donate and support the platform. Cash App in the description. Now, back to the video. Now, before we jump into the main event, I remember months back, I had seen a headline from this agriculture website that I didn't really understand, but I kind of understood it, but I didn't really understand. It had said this: American rice farmers are counting on the Kenyan-led military force to restore security to Haiti. Now, like I told you before on my many videos in the past, no country is in the business of doing charity. All right. Even though they might frame it in that way, they might frame the narrative in a certain way, or we are here to provide aid. We are here to save you. We are here to help you. We're here to give you medicine. We're here to give you food. We want to give you clothes. We want to be your best friend. No country is in the business of doing charity. Every nation that is worth a damn is in the business of protecting and enforcing and promoting their economic interests above all. It doesn't matter who they got to kill to get it done. And I'm telling you, black men, you have to assume this mentality for your own sake, for your own good. Now let's get into it, man. As you can see in this article, this was back in October 2023. American rice millers and farmers are counting on Kenya's United Nations sanctioned plan to lead an international force to bring stability to Haiti, the largest foreign market for American rice. Now, I'm telling you, man, when you hear certain buzzwords, you already know danger is on the horizon. When you see the Western nations using words like democracy, stability, human rights, security, rule of law, peacekeeping, humanitarian aid, good governance, election monitoring, counterterrorism. When you hear these certain words, you know danger is on the horizon. You know it's a group of white men somewhere in some hotel suite plotting on your destruction. I'm telling you, bruh. Now let's jump into the article, man. Take a look up on the screen. American rice exports to Haiti, which account for the bulk of supplies of the country's key food staple, contains unhealthy levels of arsenic and cadmium, heavy metals that can increase the risk of cancer and heart disease, according to a recent study by the University of Michigan. Haiti is among the United States' top buyers of rice. We're among the biggest customers, bro. We're among the biggest customers. Now let's continue. According to the study, average arsenic and cadmium concentrations were nearly twice as high in imported rice compared to the Haitian-grown product, with some imported samples exceeding international limits. Nearly all the imported rice samples exceeded the U.S. Food and Drug Administration's recommendation for children's consumption. The study did not evaluate the levels of toxins in other importing countries. they're basically saying the rice they're shipping off to Haiti, they would never give it to their own kids. They would never recommend it to give it to their own citizens. Now let's continue. The testing showed that median concentrations for both arsenic and cadmium were nearly twice as high in the imported rice compared to the local rice. Now, listen, that's what y'all get, man, thinking the white man got all the fly shit, thinking the white man got all the best shit. Oh, we gotta eat the white man rice. The black man rice not good enough. Yeah, we gonna eat the white man poison rice because the black man, stop. That's what y'all get, bro. That's what you get. That's what you get, man. This is what happens when you think that the white man's ice is colder. You think the white man's rice is tastier. That's what happens. When black men like myself always talk about the importance of doing for self, establishing things of your own to have for your own, being self-sustaining, being self-sufficient. Oh man, you just talking all that black shit, bro. Man, listen, we the human race, man. Come on, man. We could do business with everybody. We could hold hands with everybody, man. We don't got, man, stop talking all that black shit. Man, listen, it is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Keep trying to integrate with the whole world instead of trying to coalesce your forces amongst your own people. Let's continue. The study also showed that all samples of rice grown in Haiti were found to have arsenic levels below the international limits recommended to protect human health. Some imported rice samples exceeded these levels. So listen, the black man's rice, the local rice that's been planted and farmed by the black man and the black woman, it's healthy rice. It promotes human health. But due to the fact that so many of our people, from the lowliest citizen all the way to the highest politician, they have that mind virus where they believe that everything that comes out of the West is superior to what comes out of your own domestic national territory. You see, this conversation goes way deeper than eating a bowl of bullshit rice. This is about a mentality, a mind virus that is poisonous. I even dropped a video a couple weeks ago speaking about my grandmother who was in a hospital, and I spoke about the importance of black men establishing our own hospitals, our own medical institutions to care for our sick elders, to care for our women in these hospitals so they don't die because they're not getting the treatment they deserve, because we believe that these foreign doctors, they know what they doing. They don't know what the fuck they doing. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. And we're dying because we place blind faith in their hands. So when black men like myself been preaching about the importance of doing for self and being self-sufficient for years now, listen, we're not saying it just because it's fashionable. We saying it because it has real life and death consequences, bruh. When you outsource very important things like the food you eat, the medical care you receive, don't be surprised when you start dying, nigga. Let's continue. The report cited Louisiana, Texas, and Arkansas as the top exporting states. When researchers ran a study in 2020, they found that Haitians on average consumed about 187 pounds of bullshit rice per year, compared to 12 kilograms in the United States. Yeah, goddamn. Putting especially young Haitians at far greater risk of developing related health complications. Now, later on in the video, I'm going to talk about the health complications that can arise from, flooding your body with arsenic and cadmium and all these heavy metals. And when you see these crazy knuckleheads in the street, these so-called gang members who's just doing all type of shit that you don't even understand, it plays a role in that. It plays a role in that. You know, it goes way far deeper than just cancer and diabetes. No, flooding your body with heavy metals since you were a baby, it can literally make you a psychopath. Now let's continue. Let's take a look at some of the reactions on social media. This person said, realistically, what else was the United States ever going to do with rice with too much arsenic in it? Now, yeah, I mean, truthfully, I mean, what else were they going to do with the rice, man? You know, what else would they wouldn't even feed the rice to their own dog, but it gotta go somewhere, you know, you know what I mean? So let's continue. This person said, and the Haitian people will kill for that rice. If you go out to the little marketplaces in Haiti, people keep on walking away from the local rice just to buy the American rice. Now, obviously, the price probably plays a role in that, because obviously the higher quality rice, a high quality product, is going to have a different price point than the bullshit product, right? You know, Louis Vuitton has a different price point than, say, you know, Levi's jeans, right? So the higher quality product is going to have a bigger price point, but the average citizen, they're not looking at the quality of the product. They're looking at the price. So, you know, I'm gonna go with the cheaper option, even though it's a bag of poison, but I'm gonna get it because it's cheaper. And obviously, like I said, go watch that video I did on Bill Clinton on how during his time as president, he helped his buddies down south in Arkansas secure government contracts so they can ship out their bullshit rice over to different markets, right? Gave them subsidies so they was living fat, high off the hog, selling bullshit products over to Haiti. But at the same time, I never placed the full blame on the Western powers, because like I said, if you study the history of our nation, it shows you that even though the Western nations might apply pressure to enforce their interests, you as a leader, you're not obligated to bow down to their demands, right? And I've showed that many times again, right? For example, when the British government in the early 1800s approached King Henry Christophe and told him to decrease the size of the army, what'd he do? He increased the size of the army. When the French government approached Christophe and tried to negotiate for reparations, what Christophe do? He killed the French ambassador. So yes, the foreign powers might apply pressure, but you as a leader, you're not obligated to bow down. You as a man, you can stand up and pump your chest and say, nigga, fuck you, bitch. But listen, if you're not willing to grab your chest and grab your nuts and say fuck you and sacrifice everything, then I can't really place the full blame on the Western powers. I remember when the French government held Christophe's son hostage in 1805. They said, bro, we got your 11-year-old son and we gonna kill him if you don't acquiesce to our demands. You know what Christophe said? Christophe said, listen, bro, I'm young. My wife is young. She's beautiful. We'll have another son. And that's exactly what he did. Christophe had another son. He said, man, I got to stand on business. If I got to sacrifice my son for the well-being of the country, then it is what it is, man. But I got to stand 10 toes down. But if you're not willing to stand 10 toes down, I can't place the full blame on the Western powers, man. I can't place the full blame, man. Because when Bill Clinton approached the Haitian government and told them to decrease the tariffs from 50% down to 3% so they could flood the market with their rice grown in Arkansas, the Haitian government, the men in power during that time, he could have easily said, bro, fuck you and your rice. Fuck you and your tariffs. In fact, we're not going to lower the tariffs. We're going to raise the tariff. You could have easily done that. But you made a decision to acquiesce to their demands. So we can never just place full blame on the outsiders and the foreigners and our adversaries, because it takes two people to tango, as they say, right? So let's continue. This person said, why is Haiti importing rice? Haiti used to be one of the most rice producing countries in the Americas. What is going on? This person said, so the Clinton said, no, Haiti, do not produce your healthy rice. Take the rice that we give you that will cause cancer. This person said, Haiti did not need to import rice until the hillbillies destroyed the rice production with their subsidized American rice grown in arsenic soil. Hashtag Arkansas rice. Their charity is killing us. Now, I already told you, no nation is in the business of doing charity, all right? They're in the business of enforcing their interests. They don't give a fuck if you die. And I'm telling black men, you should adopt the same mentality. You should advance your interests and not give a fuck what happens to anybody else. Now, let's continue. This person said, it's been like this for more than 50 years now. They deliberately send rejected or unsold food that they would never eat to Haiti to make a quick buck. This person said, here is one of the many examples that when many of us say we are at war, war happens on many fronts, not just a physical battlefield with guns. We are at war. This person said, that's what happens when you hate yourself. And that's what I was saying earlier, man. That's what I was saying earlier, right? The source of this problem is there's a mind virus among our people. And I'm not talking about just Haitians alone. I'm talking about the black race as a whole. There's a mind virus among our people where we automatically believe, we place blind faith in so-called Western civilization, Western, everything Western. We believe that it's superior to whatever we got going on. So whatever the white man comes around with, we automatically put it on the pedestal. Oh man, look at this rice. It came from America. It gotta be good. You know what I mean? No, nigga, it's bullshit. The rice that you have at home is actually better. According to the science, the rice that you have is actually the healthier option, right? You have below the levels of arsenic needed for toxicity grown in your local rice. But the rice you're importing is actually toxic and giving you heart disease, cancer, diabetes, mental illness, and you don't know what the fuck is going on because you place blind faith in the outsider. You place blind faith in a foreigner. You place blind faith in a Westerner. You place blind faith in a white man. And because of that, you die. You are dying because of the blind faith and the blind love you have for the whites. Now let's continue. Now, before I get out of here, man, I actually want to talk about the medical ramifications of feeding your babies arsenic-laced food from their infancy up until their adulthood, right? It has real effects, bro. Your body is not designed to consume 187 pounds of heavy metal and arsenic-laced food per year, starting from your infancy. It's not good, man. I mean, they already told you the basics. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes. I mean, things we already naturally suffer from in the West, right? You notice how black folks in Western civilization, we are like inundated with all these medical ailments, right? Heart disease, diabetes, just be taking us out, over here in the West, man. I work in a pharmacy, so listen, all day long I'm dispensing blood pressure medication, diabetic medication, insulin injections, amlodipine, metformin, all type of shit, bro. Our people are sick. We so-called live in Western civilization. The white man say, oh, we built the most advanced civilization, but our people are suffering in this shit, bro. Yeah, we got some cool gadgets and trinkets and amenities, but we are fucked up out here, bro. We are fucked up. We are fucked up medically, bro. And apart from the fact that our leaders lack the testicular fortitude of our ancestors and our forefathers to look the white man in the face and say, fuck you, you know what I'm saying? Fuck you, bitch, like our forefathers did. Also, we have to look at the men in the private sector, because a lot of these so-called businessmen who import this rice are not black men. They're Arab men, they're Lebanese men, they're Jewish men, they're Syrian men, they're men from the Middle East, right, who came to the country and have, made themselves comfortable in certain sectors and industries, right? And they control certain sectors and industries. They control the imports of certain goods, right? So it's in their best economic interest to not invest in the local production, because if they invested in the local production, the big Arab businessman, the big Jewish businessman won't be able to make, his big money that he's accustomed to making. If they invested in the local agriculture, how will the big Lebanese businessman, how will the big Syrian Israeli businessman, how will the big Palestinian businessman be able to make a profit on the bullshit he's importing from the United States? It's a lot of hands in the pot, man. It's a lot of factors that go into this shit. This is the reason why our forefathers had certain laws on the books that said, if you were not a black man, you cannot do business in the country. If you were not a black man, you couldn't have property in the country. If you were a black woman married to a foreigner, you had to leave the country. It was because they had the foresight to understand that foreigners do not have your best interest in mind. They understood life was about power, not morality, and we've lost touch with the teachings of our forefathers, man. And because of that, we are suffering. We are dying by the boatloads, man. We are dying. But I want to tie it back to some of the so-called gang violence that you see happening inside the country. Being exposed to heavy metals, especially from your infancy, besides the effect it could have on your cardiovascular system, it also has a major effect on your cognitive development and your behavior, right? Studies have shown that acute exposure to arsenic and cadmium, it leads to certain, aggressive behaviors, right? It leads to lower IQs. It leads to neurodevelopment effects such as decreased learning ability, decreased memory, and behavioral problems, neurochemical changes, right? So, when you see crazy shit happening inside the country, dudes chopping off limbs and shit like that, dudes, decapitating motherfuckers, dudes just going crazy. It starts to put things into effect. It starts to put things into context. It starts to put things into context. When you see certain diseases popping up, people just dropping dead. It's a lot of things that happen in the country that can't be explained. And people try to explain it away by saying, oh, it must be the voodoo that did it. Like when someone just drops dead one day, oh man, they say, oh, it must have been the voodoo that did it. No, it wasn't the voodoo, bro. It wasn't the voodoo. You know what I'm saying? You've been eating poison since you were a baby. That's all it was. You were eating poison since you were a baby and you dropped dead. Your body couldn't take it no more. You dropped dead. No, nobody put a spell on you. Nobody cast a spell on you. Nigga, you've been eating poison. That's all it is, man. That's all it is, bro. And like I said, it wasn't up until recently where you saw all these diseases popping up in Haiti that didn't really exist before. These diseases that are mainly prevalent in the West, like I said, heart disease, diabetes, whatever. But I'm not even thinking about that. What I'm thinking about is the mental effects that this would have on a nation, right? You're talking about flooding your body with things that literally lowers your IQ, lowers your cognitive function and reasoning, actually makes you a mentally ill psychopath that cannot really mentally compute things and function at an intelligent level. That's what happens when you feed your children this bullshit from a young age up until adulthood, man. It's crazy. A nation of zombies is what you create. Now, anyways, man, it's your boy Never Carter Saline back in the building. Yes, indeed. Cash App up on the screen, and I'm gone. Peace.
Reincarnated, I'm back in original fashion. I left on a horse and came back in the ass, and I left with abundance and came back to famine. We used to be pyramids, now we be rapping. Look how the mighty have fallen. Used to be running, now we be walking. When you be cooning, that's when they applauded. Selling your soul, your sons and your daughter. Gotta come up in this shit, they stuck in the mix. Really, my heart it be breaking. That's why I'm stacking that paper and handle my business. Pass it down in generation. Talking about money and power and building a nation. That's a deadly combination. Never be watching the TV, they pushing agendas, falsifying information. Know they got malice intentions. Step in the room and I'm feeling the tension. Enemy me watching, he blocking my vision. Pay for the check cause I need my redemption. Building my kingdom, I need it protected. Ready for war like a young Money Congo. Never decided the team is the motto. Up in the crib and I'm whipping up waffles. Up in the crib and I'm smoking gelato. I'm chilling, I'm taking my pain and make it ambition. I'm blessed by the gods, but I ain't religious. I came for the power, they came for the bitch. They making no hourly wage, I got business. This is an art, and they could never be taught. Selling my soul, I can never be bought. Play with my money, I see you ain't caught. Run to the check and I do it for sport. Babylon falling, I go to the source. Packing my luggage and go overseas. Shorty be with me and she so elite. Shorty be chocolate, I'm calling her Hershey. Secret intelligence probably gon' murk me. Don't fuck with brands, cause nigga I'm Haitian. Say the wrong shit and you're smacking their faces.